Wait a minute, wait. Okay. July 14th, 2020. My morning mumbles walking with Pippa. We've been walking for, I'd say 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little longer. It was 17 degrees in the car this morning, nice and comfortable. But I can feel the humidity as we're walking here. Maybe it's just because your body gets warmed up. And anyway, it's feeling warmer than it did when we started. So what's going on? Well, I see that Trudeau did a apology yesterday. I was convinced by his apology, but I'm still disappointed, dismayed on the stupidity. I mean, I don't think there was anything criminal going on, but it makes you less confident in what the hell's going on there. And so we still have an open question in my book whenever the next election is going to come. And it could be just about any time. And with the pandemic, it might be sooner than later. So we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, Pippi's looking there. Some kind of culvert. That's where she likes to check for the groundhogs. See her just stepping forward a little by little. Eh? Okay, Pip. It's all gone, Pippy. All gone. Hey, smiley face. You're a happy girl today? So, I'm still of the opinion that Chrystia Freeland would be the top candidate for any new leader for the country. Clearly a competent woman. And I'm of the opinion that the whole world would be better off if women ran the show. Just by their very nature. I think testosterone-driven men are proven through history to be disadvantageous for the betterment of all. Anyway, kind of a, let's call it a glaring oversimplification, but a friend of mine mentioned the factor of testosterone, and I tend to agree the more I think about it. Hey, hang on. Oh, wait. I think I got a mosquito on me. With your hands full. So, and then you got the pandemic going on, and you still got all that bullshit with Trump and his criminal enterprise, and the outright admission of his criminality by pardoning Roger Stone. It's just, oh God, it's so obvious and so disgusting that there's a criminal in the outhouse with a bunch of other criminals. And the United States and the whole world is at risk. And the United States, you know, I did some updates of my numbers that I get on the pandemic, the number of cases, the number of deaths. And between the United States, Brazil, India, Pakistan, Peru is popping up there, which is surprising considering the size of the country. This way, Pippi, where do you want to go? You want to go that way? Okay, we don't usually go this way. That's fine. So the dynamics of the pandemic are kind of indicators to me that there is going to be an economic depression. I mean, think about the United States with 325 million, give or take, people, and they're talking about no more pandemic relief when you listen to Mitch McConnell in the Senate. And what are the people going to do, the ones that don't have a job and don't have money to pay for food and to pay for for shelter. You know, I forget what the number was, 20 million or 28 million people are at risk of losing their homes, whatever, whether they're rentals or otherwise. So what happens when you have people that are desperate? What do you think is going to happen? And there's no prospect, no immediate prospect for relief, no prospect for jobs. You become so desperate that you end up doing criminal things just to survive. And that's kind of society the United States has encouraged for far, far too long. I mean, to me, less than $15, probably better off. The $20 minimum wage is basically a commitment to modern day slavery without the the chains and the whips. And I'm talking literally, but there are, let's call it, psychological versions of those things, and there are certainly elements of the justice quotes system of the United States that are punitive in many ways to the folks that are disadvantaged. So when you can't make enough working full-time, let's say 40 hours a week, to pay your bills, you got to work 2 or 3 jobs. You break down the home structure, the family structure, you break down the social structure. You're just looking for all kinds of trouble. And on the other side of the coin, you got the 1%, the 10% that are making undeservedly unearned amounts of money, unjustifiable amounts of money. So I believe, I might have said this before, you know, you've got the protests going on right now, and they're relatively peaceful, except for the portions that are infiltrated by right-wing supremacists and the criminality of, the given location where the protests are taking place. We're going this way, Pip. You're going to have violence in the streets. You know, you got the election coming. No, we're going to go this way. This way. You got violence in the streets shaping up on a scale that we have not seen probably since, the 60s. In fact, I'm not even sure the 60s are still the example of what the uprising can look like. They're certainly an indicator, but so we've got that shaping up in November of the election. It looks like Trump has shot himself in the foot, but he still may hang on or want to hang on even if the election goes against him. And there's a scenario that I read about, I might have mentioned this before, that he declares a fraudulent election and then imposes some kind of an executive order that, basically keeps him there while a, quotes, investigation goes on. And you got the criminal Bill Barr as the Attorney General supporting him, who also was an architect of the pardon on this way, puppy. Let's go this way. Pippa, this way. An architect of the Roger Stone get out of jail card. Bill Barr is evil. Mitch McConnell is evil. Almost every senator, Republican in the Senate, is evil. Why? Simply because when they had the impeachment, they found all kinds of ridiculous maneuvers to keep the impeachment from successfully removing the criminal thug, the sociopathic, ignorant, misogynist, child molester, rapist in the White House, the outhouse. So there is a scenario that says Trump won't leave, And I don't know what that plays out to, but to me it means violence again. And you've got enough people carrying guns in the United States that it could get very, very ugly. Pippi, we're going to go up here. So we're walking along Jean Adam, which is the Highway 364 or Route 364. This direction we're walking is westward. From our house, it's probably 7K to our house from here, maybe a little more. And traffic is fairly busy. I mean, what is it? Maybe it's 7:15, 7:25. I don't know. So the morning mumbles. I don't know what other people think. I'm reading a lot of stuff. I use Facebook as a source, a multi-source set of updates, information, opinions, etc., and I filter them out as best I can. And I read, I'd say 90% of what I at least share. Occasionally I'll share something that I skim at the top and I say, oh, this is good enough to share without even reading the whole thing. But that's what I do, and I find myself, you get Newsweek, or you get the Atlantic, or you get the Washington Post, or you get Dr. Reich, or Dr. Richard Wolf, or you Nick Anna, or whatever, some very credible sources of information and opinion. And over time, I've come to trust. I don't always agree with everything, but I probably agree with 80% of what I've seen. And I trust it, though. I trust it and I share it. And not too many people, certainly if they're working, are kept informed or up to date in the same way. And they vote, and how do you think they vote? They vote on a headline, an emotional response. Hey, Pippi, we're walking across here behind the bank. These buildings were built, 7 or 8 years ago, and I think there's good portions of them are empty. And with the pandemic, from what I can tell, some companies or some businesses are not long for this world unless something miraculous happens, and I don't think we're going to see pandemic issues disappear before maybe the end of 2021. Just the sheer numbers in the States, it's totally out of control right now. Anyway, I've been rambling. Oh God, 13 minutes of mumbling. All right, we're going to shut her down, and if we see something exciting, we'll turn it back on. Have a good day, and stay sane. Okay, Pip. Hey, Pip.